A warm welcome back to the Forensic Detailing channel. Do not forget to subscribe to get all your latest detailing product reviews. In this video, we're going to be reviewing a new brand. We've never looked at this one before. Alchemy Suga Coat Quick Detailer. And the purpose of this was two-pronged for me. One, to do a little review video, and two, to actually use it in anger rather than the more focused kind of lab style testing on a test plate and gonio photometer and beading testing, slickness testing, which I've conducted for heat 2 of my best detailing sprays. There's 8 products there, including the Alchemy. And I've just now got to finish off the durability testing. So I've got a good idea of how this product performs functionally on these tests. And now using it on the car, you know, with less camera work, has given me an idea of what it's like in the layman's term as an overall user experience. And that's what we're going to go through in this video. So, who are Alchemy? I'm not too sure, actually, guys. I had a little look on their YouTube channel, and there was a handful of videos done about 3 years ago, and there doesn't seem to be any active content being made. I had a look on their website, and it seems to be a brand created by detailers with a sort of you know, trying to get a premium feel and build a product range of good detailing products. Yeah, that's absolutely fine, isn't it? The problem is standing out from the crowd in this very saturated, kind of overcrowded detailing market where you've got millions of choice. That's a challenge. So let's go straight in and talk about price of this product. This bottle here, 500ml, costs you £10.95, and I bought this for the test from Clean Your Car. You can also get 5 litres of it for £49.99 as a bulk price. Now, for a normal quick detailer, a good market range is about £10 to £12, okay? So that sits right slap bang in the middle where I'm comfortable to pay £11 for a bottle of quick detailer spray. It's not bargain. You can get detailer sprays like Car Pro Release that you can get for £5.99, which are very affordable. You can get your Demon Shines, you can get your other bulk offerings and get that cost down. You know, the Built Hamburg concentrate is probably going to work out the cheapest. So that gives you an idea. You can even get your cost per 500ml down to sub £1 with concentrates. But other detailing sprays that we've compared have gone up to £20 for 500ml. Okay, so they can be quite expensive, and this sits somewhere in the middle. If a detailing spray is a ceramic detailer spray, typically you'll pay like £16, £15 to £16 plus for 500ml. Here's the interesting thing. When I had a look at their video on Suga Coat, the bullet points come up and said that it's an SiO2 detailer, which is basically a ceramic detailer using SiO2 material. So that suddenly makes the price proposition of this product a lot better. However, it does not mention on the product instructions that this is a ceramic quick detailer. You might see that as a pro because they're not going on the ceramic bandwagon. Or you might see it as a con because you want to know it's ceramic, because you can sometimes get improved slickness with ceramic products and improved durability. And ceramic detailers, in my experience, do have more performance than your average quick detailer in terms of the protection, all that. Now, the product claims high gloss, ultra slick detailing spray. The trigger on the bottle isn't the most premium trigger. You may recognise that, but it kind of looks quite nice as a contrast, a branding contrast. And the bottle is a kind of standard square-shouldered, round kind of bottle that you see lots of detailing brands use. They take a label quite well. And I think they've done a good job at branding this product. Even with that trigger, I think it looks quite good. The product has a strong cherry scent, which is quite pleasant, but you know, when I've been using it in the garage, it's actually very potent. So, but outside, it adds to the product. It's not negative. Now we go on to the product instructions, which I think are important. So we've got a preamble here on a quick detailer. Alchemy Suga Coat is a high gloss quick detailer that will leave you with candy-like gloss. Okay, that's their preamble. My constructive criticism here is I get asked a lot of questions, and the most common question I get asked about quick detailers is, what is a quick detailer? What do you use it for? That is missing. So they could do a bigger preamble, include the fact it's a ceramic, and describe how you would use this product in one paragraph. It can be done, and the American brands tend to do a really good job on that. Connected to that, this product gives you little information about what you can use this product on. Can you use it as a wet drying aid? Again, the Americans are very good with telling you whether you can use it wet or dry. Can you use it on plastic trim? Can you use it on chrome? Can you wipe down your glass with it and add some protection to your glass, or is it not glass friendly? Well, it doesn't tell me specifically there, but if I read the directions, spray a light mist of Suga Coat onto the body panel and buff with an Alchemy microfiber buffing towel. Okay, we don't have that, but a normal buffing towel. Okay, so if you follow the instructions verbatim, it has to be used on car panels only. And if you think I'm being pedantic by picking up on stuff like that, I'm not. If the product tells me I can use it on glass, I can give it credit for that. If it doesn't and I use it on glass and get poor results, the brands can sue me. So I'm quite hot on all of that usage stuff. So they could improve on that, again, as constructive criticism. Because I'm sure you can use this wet, okay? Well, there's no mention of wet or dry, but I've used it as a drying aid and it seems to function fine on that. So I'd just like to know. Yeah, and I've also used it dry as well. Onto the health and safety stuff. This quick detailing spray is for cars, not for humans, okay? Do not consume and keep out of reach of children. Good. For MSDS sheets, please visit the Alchemy Lab at that website there. I went to that website. I can't find the MSDS on their website. That's not necessarily a violation because MSDS have to be available on request. So I could request through to Alchemy or Clean Your Car and get the MSDS. But I just couldn't find it on the website, and apologies if it's tucked away somewhere. The reason I wanted to have a look at that to see if it had any warning signs on the label in the red square that should have been on the bottle and aren't, because there aren't any. However, that doesn't, again, it may be the case that it doesn't have any relevant warnings on the MSDS that need to be on the bottle. So there's no violation that I know of, but I don't have access to those MSDS without requesting it. And I don't usually delve into that. It tells you how much is in the bottle, which is good. It has their registered business address, which is nice. That little crease in the label, they always bug me. I've pushed this out a few times and it will come back. That's just the thing. But some brands are really hot on that. And over time you can improve your bottles or whatever and get rid of any creases in the label. So there's our opening gambit, guys. We've covered really that this product for a ceramic detailer is actually very good value, but for a normal detailer, it's on the market. Okay, right. User experience. I think we've kind of covered all that. Application experience. Now, I've used this as a drying aid on my car, misted it over the panels, not used it conservatively because I like to get the product on there and, when you're using it as a drying aid. The risk when you spray loads of product onto a wet panel is as you progressively go around the car and your towel gets wetter and wetter, you get more filming issues on your car towards the end. So you can dry it off quickly with a towel, spray it onto the water, towel it off, and then if you've got any films of wet water, you just go back with a single microfiber towel and buff it, or you can even add a little squirt more of quick detailer. You do that, you won't have any problems. The film that's left behind after you've done that first buff doesn't quickly bed down or go resinous and hard and difficult to buff out if you've left it for a minute or two in the conditions I was in today. So it went on fine wet, works really well as a drying aid, disperses water and makes the car easy to dry. When you use it dry, you mist it in and you buff it out with a dry cloth. You can flip as always and it goes on. One thing I noticed with this product is the slickness on the panel is really good. I'll go further than that. It was the slickest product in this particular category against all those other products on the tilt table test. You notice the slickness after the product has dried more, but in layman's, when you're using it on the car, you can feel that. Very, very slick detailer, which is something that I really, really like. No mottling or product footprints or leopard skins or anything like that left on my car. Just a really nice, shiny, reflective finish, and the car's looking good. So the layman's test of using the product is good. It's good. Yeah, nothing really negative at all to report. Hydrophobics on this product. Now on the bottle, I don't think it makes no claims at all about hydrophobicity. Doesn't mention it, doesn't say anything. In my test of 8 products, this product was the 3rd most hydrophobic, and I would describe it as roughly an 8 out of 10 on the beadage. It's a very beady, rapid, quick detailer, but not class leading. It's not a Sonex BSD. You know, the ones that zing it off and flick it off instantly. It's not quite that rapid zing, but it's a very fast zing. An 8 out of 10 on beading, you get the idea. Durability at the moment is unknown, but I suspect it's strong from what I'm seeing originally. I don't think it's going to be the most durable, but that's based on a hunch. I think it's probably going to come in 3rd on durability, but we'll see. Watch the overall test. But I will say this, it is a product that really lives up to the ceramic detailer category, that gives you strong hydrophobic, strong slickness, and good durability over a normal detailing spray. That's what I'm seeing so far. So what about gloss readings? Well, I've done gloss testing, and this wasn't in the top 3 of gloss. I think it was somewhere in the mid-order, and I'll have all the data for you when we do that comparison. As we've mentioned before with gloss testing, the more of it you do, the better. This does increment gloss, and it performed perhaps better than most of the products in our first heat, although it's dangerous to cross compare, but somewhere in the middle order on gloss testing in this particular test. So we're coming towards the end of our conclusions with Alchemy Suga Coat. Let's just go through the negatives. They could improve their instructions on usage and surface suitability and all that sort of stuff. They definitely could, and give you a better preamble. And that would help them, and it would reduce the questions that I get asked about products. So I'll get questioned, John, can you use this product wet? And you know, someone asked me that, and half the time I have to go and Google it for them. But I'm loath to type out to people, go and ask the brand. But really, if you want product support from this product, you can't get it from me. You have to go directly to the brand. And they can save themselves the overhead of dealing with these types of questions by putting all of that good information on there. And doing informal videos like I'm doing here, where you take the product and you go through and you talk about all of this stuff, so it's there. But it needs to be on the label for this review. The other thing that I think is a brand, and this is separate to the product, the chemical is very good here, but I think a brand need to invest in marketing nowadays. And marketing nowadays, there is no excuse really, in my opinion, for not marketing your brand. If I can fire up a smartphone with a mic and talk about products and get thousands of people to watch, so can people that are into detailing. You've just got to commit to it and carry on doing it. If there's no noise about your product, if there's no one talking about it, if you're not marketing strongly, then I don't think the sales will come, because the standard of products is generally very good with the detailing industry, isn't it? You know what you're getting with a detailing brand. They tend to give you premium products. If you want sort of bulk valet type products, you've got that offering there. If you want mega high end stuff where you pay a fortune, you've got that there. Most detailing brands sort of sit in that market kind of area with good quality products. But that can be a strength or a weakness, because every single detailing brand will tell you they've got the best products on the market. That's just the nature of our industry. But you've got to be kind of on it, I think, with your marketing. And apologies if they are on. I don't look on TikTok and Instagram and all that sort of stuff, but from what I can see, I'm not hearing that much about this particular brand, and I didn't know much about them. I do love the concept, and I love the brand name Alchemy. I think it's a really strong brand name with a lot of potential. It's a good brand name for detailing stuff, isn't it? And I don't think it's been done before with detailing. It may well have been used, that word alchemy, for lots of kind of chemicals, because it is a strong kind of cool brand name. In terms of performance, it is all good with this product. When I haven't rounded up, I haven't done my addition of points at the moment, but for products to come first in my comparison test, when all of the things we're comparing, they can't slip up. If they slip up and come bottom, it really sets them back. But I can just tell you now, this product, price-wise, is competitive, so it hasn't slipped up there. Gloss-wise, it didn't slip up, but it didn't excel. Slickness, it excelled. Beading, it's up in that top order. Durability remains to be seen. Overall user experience is good. There are some better sprayers and triggers, and perhaps better bottles as well. I think like Maguire's tend to nail that. Geon tend to nail that, don't they? So it's in with a shout of coming first in the heat. What's really surprised me about this product is when I got it, I just thought, and I'm just brain dumping, that this was just going to be a generic scene level kind of detail spray that would be okay, you know, there'd be nothing wrong with it, it'd be nice to use, but there would be nothing to write home about. And I got that really wrong. That preconception was wrong. This is actually an understated product that could hype itself up a little bit more, let you know it's a ceramic detailer, let you know about the really strong hydrophobic performance, and like make an emphasis on the slickness of the product, because that is class leading within the test. It's lovely and slick, and we all love that. Yeah, and it's not resinous with that slickness, which is what I really like. It goes on like a nice thin detail spray. It's not hot enough today to really comment on it, whether it flashes nicely, whether it's sun safe. Again, that could fall into the product information about, are they worried about that? Does it say do not use in the heat? Or they could say this product is safe to use in the sunshine. It's been formulated for that. Again, American brands nail all that, and we tend to forget it over here, and they could improve that product label. So let's wind this up. Alchemy, it has made me raise one of my invisible eyebrows. It has surprised me. It's a well-priced, all-round, very strong performer in most categories that I can test, especially slickness and hydrophobicity, really, and I like it. Now, there's the review, done, dusted. We've done constructive criticism, we've done the strengths, of which there are a lot. Now we're going to just do something informal. You know, I've got over 50 bottles of detail spray in my garage, you know, because of testing and stuff like that. And when the sun sets and the dust settles on all my testing, and it comes down to what I buy, I sort of take an approach that I want the least amount of different products from different brands and mismatching. And I tend to look at what I can go and buy 5 litres of and just use forever. And for 50 quid for 5 litres, I'm less likely, because I'm always overdrawn on my main account, you're always trying to save a bit of money, I'm less likely to go and chuck that in my bucket, you know, my checkout bucket, and buy it, because I don't feel like I'm getting massive value over the rest of the market. Whereas if I go and buy something like Built Hamburg QD, I mix down their bottle for $16.95 with 4.5 litres of water and use it at 1 to 9. It doesn't have the same wow factor, but as a tool, it gets me that final finish and does essentially what I need a quick detailer to do. So this might be almost too protective as a quick detailer, but that's, you know, this might be almost too far into that spray sealant category, but that's probably overcritical, because it just depends on what you want. So that my personal preference can be getting very affordable products sometimes that are functional. But your personal preference might be the difference in price is not that relevant and you really want that performance. So it's important to state that. I just tend to like trade lines. I've got here the Auto Smart Quick Detailer, the ceramic quick detailer that was I think I paid about 34 quid for 5 litres of it delivered. So the 500ml cost of that is £3.40, isn't it? As opposed to, you know, their cost at £50 for 5 litres. 500ml would be £10, wouldn't it? £5? No, £5. Jesus. Yeah, £5. So it's not considerably different, but it's almost like what, 40% extra, something like that off the top. 30 quid, 34 quid versus 50 quid. It's not a considerable difference when you think about it, is it? But I'm more comfortable with 5 litre prices being having a 30 on them than a 50, or being in the 30s or the 50s. Don't know. That's just doing my thoughts. And that ceramic quick detailer there from AutoSmart is also quite resinous and quite durable, but it isn't as hydrophobic, and I don't think it will have that slickness of the Alchemy. So yeah, I'm just brain dumping there. Really, the bottom line or the lowdown is I would spend an extra, say, 15 quid on 5 litres of that and have a really strong all-round kind of quick detailer. There we go, guys. We've covered everything. I think this product has flown under the radar. I've not seen anyone talk about it. I've not seen any hype about it, and I kind of like that. But I think the brand need to be on that hype train and pumping out loads of stuff on social media about this product and why people should consider it. And I don't think there's many people that are not going to like it. So there we go. That is the review of Alchemy Suga Coat. Let me know what you feel about it in the comments, and this has made me want to check out more Alchemy products in future. This one has definitely flown under the radar. Over and out.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I when you